Hey everybody, welcome back to Nerd News Today. I'm Matthew, and on today's episode, I'm taking a look at a toy that came out a little while ago, so I definitely missed the boat on it. But I feel like it's kind of having a renaissance right now. It's kind of getting a second life in a way that a lot of toy collectors might be very interested in learning about. And that's because today we're taking a look at the Spin Master's Batmobile from the Batman movie. And now you know what I'm talking about when I'm saying this came out a little while ago, because this came out last year in conjunction with the Batman film. And really, it was an item that I was eyeballing for quite some time, but I kept passing up on it for various reasons. And then I finally got it because, frankly, the deal was too good to be true. And that's where I'm telling you guys this might be something worth checking out. And that's what I want to tell you guys about today. So as I mentioned, this is Spin Master's Batmobile from the Batman movie, and it essentially is meant to size up with about 3 3/4 or 4-inch action figures. And I got this bad boy here from Amazon.com. Now I'm going to have links in the description below for this, as well as another Batmobile I want to talk about, and that's, well, really the exact same Batmobile, but Amazon has an exclusive version. And that's where I started to really get the wheels turning in my head. Because this Batmobile here I picked up for about $20, and I thought it was a pretty good bargain, all things considered. However, I saw on that same day another Batmobile, and that's the Amazon exclusive one, which came with a Batman figure, a Penguin figure, and a Catwoman figure for about $10 to $12. And I say this because the price was fluctuating, and it has been fluctuating between that range lately. It might go up, and heck, there's even a possibility it might go down still too. So I want to make you all aware of both these vehicles because I really think that they're worth your money. For folks out there who are, let's say, 3 3/4 inch figure collectors, and there's a lot of things out there that are in that size, this might be a great kit bash item, a great customizing item, or really just a wonderful piece to fit in amongst all your other figures. So let's go ahead and get into things here. And I don't want to spend a lot of time in the box because really it's been out for a while. It's not that important. It's worth noting this is the version I got from Amazon here. And again, this was the version that came with one Batman figure in his outfit. When I saw this in stores, I'd actually see it not packaged like this. I typically would see it in a different way, and it's actually closer to, if you don't mind me showing you guys another figure coming soon to this channel, a little similar to this Batmobile from the Flash movie that just came out recently. This is how it was essentially packaged, with the Batmobile over here, a figure hanging out over here, and you can really see everything that's in it. But in the case of this Amazon version, it's just a straight up box, but either way, you can't go wrong. And really, you're taking this out of the packaging anyway, so what does it matter? Now, once you do get out of the box, you got this bad boy here, and I gotta tell you guys, I really love the look of the Batman's Batmobile. It's got this great American muscle car look to it. It's really exciting. It's got a lot of different elements to classic cars, modern car racing as well. And, you know, it's not quite as flashy as the Batmobile from '66 or that Michael Keaton Batmobile we just took a look at, but it has a lot of charm to it, and I really enjoy this vehicle here. And keep in mind right now, this is around the $20 price point, maybe $25 with shipping, depending on how you get it or when it shows up here. But this is 3 3/4 inch size vehicle, more or less, and it's got some pretty cool features in it too. So let's talk about the good, some of the bad, and a little bit of the ugly here too. And the good is, number one, the way it looks. This thing looks pretty darn screen accurate. If anything, it might be maybe a little bit wider perhaps than the actual car. I don't really know. I'm not going to be that guy who starts technically measuring every single thing here. But as far as looks go, I really like the detail. I like the way it looks. It's got a very simple paint job, which I think is one of the cons we'll talk about in a few minutes here. But overall, a lot of the important details are there. I mean, the look of the car, the shape of it is excellent. You've also got the engine coming out of here on the back, which looks really great too. I like how this looks. Likewise, the interior, while it's a little simple, there are some details in there. Keep in mind, Spin Masters is not like NECA. Spin Masters is not like McFarlane. It's not one of those companies trying to get extremely realistic, highly detailed toys out there. These toys are meant for kids to play with. So as far as what you're getting here as a collector, it's kind of meeting both worlds, really. And another fun thing about this car is also some of the sound effects and lights that it has, which you can hear right now. So by pressing the hood, and I think moving it around also, start to unlock some of the sound effects here, and there's a pretty good amount of them. So I believe you just gotta squeeze it or start moving it, and then it just basically is off to the races. You can hear it starting up right now, and I think we just give it a little bit of a push maybe, it might go more. There we go. What a great movie accurate sound effect. How cool is that? And not only that too, we got some lights in the front. We have a light on the back here with the flames, as well as this section here. I know it's really noisy, but take my word for it, it's pretty darn cool. Another way to get some sound effects is also by pressing the engine located in the back. But I think that sound and light elements is a little bit more for the kids than it is for adults. I know a lot of adults would probably get really quickly irritated by all those sound effects. And as we start to go into some of the cons of this vehicle here, another one is honestly these flames in the back. As cool as they look, they're not removable. They are kind of just stuck on in there. So I will say if you're a hardcore collector, you're going to want to go ahead and trim these out. Now, while the hood of the car does not lift up to reveal anything on the inside here, the doors do open on both sides, and they open very easily, and they close pretty nicely too. And they can, in fact, fit 2 action figures. And as we mentioned, this vehicle does come with a Batman figure. So let's take a quick look at our Batman as well. And once again, it is a stark reminder that these toys are meant for kids and not for adults. Because if you're an adult buying this and you're hoping for some really highly detailed, amazing, lifelike sculpt, you're not going to get it. That said, it does kind of have a Robert Pattinson feel to it. Like, it kind of looks like Robert Pattinson in just the littlest bit here. And the sculpting is not bad at all. The sculpting's actually pretty nicely, but it's not like, you're looking at a Star Wars vintage series figure or a retro style G.I. Joe figure in the more modern look that Hasbro has done over the years. This really is a very simplified and also honestly overpainted figure too, because you're not really getting a lot of details in the face. It's a fairly simple paint job, very shiny paint job also. And this cape too, he does come with a cape. It's this like weird little cheap fabric that I know would just rip off with the tiniest amount of pressure. It really wouldn't take much to rip it off. It's actually already tearing off, and it came that way in the box like that. However, there is an upside to this piece here, besides the fact that it does easily get into that car. It is highly articulated. You got a ball jointed neck, you got ball jointed shoulders, you've got really good movement on the wrists and the elbows. And while the waist doesn't move, his legs are super flexible because you got your Robert Pattinson right here doing a full split. That's pretty great. And yes, his knees also bend and can rotate, so fairly decent articulation, all things considered. But if I was going to rank this thing, I'd probably say the figure is the weakest part of it, and that goes across for, I think, really all the Spin Masters figures for the most part. They're really not that greatly detailed. They're not painted that well either, but that's because at the end of the day, they truly are meant for children to go around and smack them into walls and hit their other toys with them. But what matters most, like I said, is that he does actually fit in the vehicle, and he gets in there without too much work, so that is a pretty good positive here. Now, I also want to do a quick comparison one more time to something else, and that would be another Batmobile that I reviewed, well, really about a year or two ago also, and that would be right here. So in this hand is the Jada Toys die-cast version of the Batmobile. Now, unfortunately, this one is a smaller scale than what I'm holding here from Spin Masters. It's noticeably smaller. You guys can see that right here. But this one is significantly more detailed, and it also highlights one of the other issues I have with the figure. And again, keep in mind, this is full metal here, but you can see this full metal feel does have a nicer kind of look than this plastic over here. Like, you can clearly see one is metal, one is plastic. It's kind of disappointing, but it makes sense because it is the price point here. This is, $20 versus like 60, 70, or 80, wherever this guy ended up being. And again, that vehicle wasn't really even to scale with any of these 3 3/4 inch figures. It's in its own scale below that. So this guy here does not have that shiny metal, and likewise too, as far as getting scratched up, it won't take much to scratch this guy up because this really is just plastic. There's not really much on this. There's nothing else hiding it or covering it or protecting it for that matter. So if this thing gets scratched up, it's scratched, period, game over. You got to repaint it or figure out some other way to deal with it. And I should add, of course, too, it goes without saying, the tires are pretty nice here. They're rubber tires, and they move pretty well. So yeah, you're gonna have no issues there at all. So at $20, I think it's honestly an amazing piece to get. I mean, even with some of the flaws that it has, they don't matter to me. I mean, I don't care about the really noisy engine that doesn't separate itself from the lights. I don't care too much about the fact that it's not as shiny as that Jada Toys piece that's die-cast after all. And I don't really mind that the figure isn't that excellent, because this price point, as far as the vehicle goes, this thing is great. This is a great deal, whether you're a collector of this size or not. I still think it looks really wonderful here, and especially if you're a customizer, this is going to give you some really cool options to play with. And that's why I mentioned that other Batmobile. Now, that Amazon exclusive Batmobile is a little bit different from this one. And what makes it different is that it's still the same car, but with a different paint application. And that Batmobile represents the chase scene he has with Penguin. So basically the sides of the car and even the front are all covered in dirt and mud. And it's a lot of dirt and mud. It looks quite horrible, in really my opinion. But for customizers out there, you're getting this exact same vehicle for half the price with additional figures. And really, I struggled between which one I was going to buy, because I was like, 20 bucks for a clean Batmobile, but 10 bucks for more figures and one that I could just customize a lot easier. Yeah, so that was quite a struggle. It really was, and I might go back and actually buy that other one too, just to start repainting it and playing around with it. Because at 10 bucks, 12 bucks, 15 bucks, and really even 20 bucks, that's a bargain for someone who's really deep in the 3 3/4 inch world of collecting action figures. So really, the moral of this video is that patience is a virtue, and all good things come to those who wait. And this Batmobile here, I wish I had it sooner, but I'm glad I waited. And I'm still enjoying it now. Even a year after the movie came out, I still like this Batmobile a ton. I love the look, and I love that I have an action figure of it now. And as far as customizing goes, yeah, I'm very, very tempted to buy that cheaper version that's covered in mud just to start playing around with it, because at 10 bucks, there's like really no risk involved. So yeah, if you're interested in checking out this Batmobile, either version of it, I'm going to have links in the description below. And again, that deal is particularly only for Amazon. Amazon.com has that deal. So yeah, I'm going to have direct links. That's the best way to keep an eye on what those prices are going to be. Because, while I don't think they're going to be necessarily going up or down that much more dramatically, I do get the feeling that as the year rolls on, we're going to probably get this clean version a little bit cheaper as well. So you'll have the option of hopefully getting this version for maybe 15 or less. And likewise, the dirtier version will probably stay around 10. I doubt it's going to go any further below it, but hey, keep in mind here, the fact that these things are made for kids and they're made a little bit more cheaply means that their profit margin isn't that much higher. So they can afford to drop these things down even more, and it's not going to hurt them too badly. So once again, patience is the key. So I apologize that this review isn't like going into all the nitty gritty and all the depths I normally do with these toys, because that's not really the purpose of this video here. It's more so to let you guys know out there what's going on, and this really is an excellent item that's worth picking up. So I hope you guys check it out, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new here, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to see more toy things that we're doing here all the time. And with that said, until next time, I'm Matthew. This has been Nerd News Today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys here, same bat time, same bat channel.